I am 100 years old. 100 years. Most people would call that a miracle. But when you reach this age and you look back, you realize that time doesn't always bring wisdom. Sometimes it just brings more silence and more regret. My name doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what I did with those 100 years. And the truth is, I spent almost 80 of them on the wrong things. I want to tell you my story, not to make you feel sorry for an old woman, but because you, sitting there watching this, you still have time. I was born in 1925 in a small town in the Midwest. We didn't have much. My parents worked from dawn till dark. I remember my mother humming hymns while she hung laundry. When I was 18, I got married. He was kind, steady, a factory worker. We had 3 children. I thought if I could just give them more than I had, a better house, better clothes, then I would be a good mother. So I started working, extra shifts, sewing at home, saving every penny. I told myself, this is for them. This is love. But love, real love, doesn't hide behind bank books and overtime. I didn't see it then. I was too busy. That was my first mistake. And it grew, quietly, for decades. The years I spent trying to be secure, they're the years I lost forever. I'll tell you about them next. The years I spent trying to be secure, they're the years I lost forever. After the children were born, life became a race. My husband worked long hours at the factory. I took in laundry, baked pies for neighbors, did piecework at home. Every dollar went into a jar under the bed. I told myself, one day we'll have enough. One day we can relax. One day the children will thank us. But one day never came. I remember my oldest daughter's wedding. She wanted a small garden ceremony, just family, wildflowers, homemade cake. I said no. I said we needed to save for a proper wedding, something people would talk about. So we borrowed money, had a big hall, fancy dress, invitations nobody could afford to refuse. She smiled in the photos, but her eyes were tired. I thought I was giving her the best day of her life. I was giving her my fear instead. My middle son wanted to be an artist. He drew beautiful pictures, horses, landscapes, faces full of feeling. I told him, that's nice, but get a real job. Paint on weekends. He listened, became an accountant. He was good at it, but he stopped drawing. Years later, he showed me an old sketchbook. I cried when I saw it. Not because the drawings were good, but because I had killed something inside him. And I never said sorry. I held grudges too. My sister borrowed money once and took too long to pay back. I never forgave her. We stopped speaking for 30 years. 30 years. She died alone. I found out from a cousin. I didn't go to the funeral. Pride kept me home. Now I would give anything for one more argument, one more chance to say I was wrong. And my husband, poor man, he wanted to take me dancing on Saturday nights. Just the 2 of us. I always said, we can't afford it. The children need shoes. Or what will people think if we go out like young fools? So we stayed home. He read the paper. I knitted. Silence grew between us. When he got sick, I sat by his bed and held his hand. He looked at me and whispered, we never danced. Those 3 words, they still wake me at night. I spent decades chasing safety, respectability, approval from people I barely knew, and the people who mattered most. I pushed them away. I thought there would be time to fix it, to say the words, to dance, to forgive, to live. But time doesn't wait for you to be ready. And when the children grew up and moved away, when the house became quiet, that's when the real emptiness began. The last decades, they were the hardest to bear.
I realized something terrible. All the money I saved, it sat in a bank account. Nobody needed it anymore. The house I worried so much about, it's just walls now. I spent 80 years building a fortress of safety and ended up locked inside it alone. Looking back now, at the very end, I see so clearly what I missed. If I could go back, even for one day, I would do everything differently. And that's why I'm telling you this now, while you can still change. The lessons I learned too late. I want you to hear them today.
The lessons I learned too late. I want you to hear them today. Long pause, shaky breaths. Listen to me, child, while you still can. I have no more years to give, but you do. Don't wait like I did. Don't spend your life chasing enough money. There is never enough if fear is driving you. Save what you need, but don't let saving steal your days. Take the trip, buy the small gift, eat the ice cream with your kids. Money comes back, time never does. Don't hold grudges, not for a week, not for a year, and certainly not for decades. Forgive quickly, even when it hurts, even when you think they don't deserve it. I lost my sister, my own peace, because I thought being right was more important than being close. Being right is empty. Being loved is everything. Don't care so much what other people think. I wasted years worrying about neighbors, about looking perfect. Most of those people are gone now, and the ones left don't remember anyway. Live for your heart. Live for the people in your house. Dance in the kitchen. Laugh too loud. Cry in front of them. Let them see the real you. Messy, imperfect human. Don't postpone the small joys. Say, I love you today. Hug longer. Sit and listen without checking your phone. Write the letter. Make the call. Go see your mother before she forgets your face. I thought there would always be tomorrow. Tomorrow came, but the people I wanted to say it to were already gone. And please, please don't let your children feel invisible. They don't need a big house as much as they need you. Your presence, your eyes on them, your voice saying, I'm proud of you. I gave my children things, but I didn't give them me. Now they have lives full of their own children, and I'm just a photo on the wall. Voice cracks. Long pause, tears flowing. If I could trade every dollar I saved, every hour I worked overtime, every grudge I kept for one more ordinary evening with all of them, I would do it in a heartbeat, long silence. You still have that chance. Don't waste it. I'm telling you this not because I want pity, but because I wish someone had told me when I was your age. Long emotional hold. There's one more thing I need to say. The hardest truth of all. The very last thing I learned after all these years. The very last thing I learned after all these years. The hardest truth, the one that breaks me every single night, is that I never really lived. I existed, I survived, I checked boxes, but I didn't live. I didn't let myself feel the full weight of love because I was afraid it would hurt too much if I lost it. I didn't let myself be silly or loud or weak because I thought strength meant never crying. I didn't let myself forgive because I thought forgiveness made me small. And in the end, the only thing that feels big now is the emptiness I created. If I could speak to my younger self, the girl who thought saving pennies was the most important thing, I would grab her shoulders and say, stop, right now. Look at the people in front of you. Really look. They won't always be here. Love them messy. Love them loud. Love them today. Forgive before the sun sets. Say the words before your throat closes forever. Dance even if your knees hurt. Laugh until your sides ache. Cry with them when they're hurting. Hold hands in silence. Be there, fully, completely, without apology, because one day this chair will be empty, this room will be silent, and all the one days you waited for will be gone. I'm telling you this because I love you, Even though I don't know your name, even though we'll never meet, I love you enough to beg you, don't do what I did. You don't need to wait until you're 100. You don't need to wait until someone dies. You don't need to wait until the house is quiet. Start today, right now. After this video ends, call someone, hug someone, forgive someone, tell someone they matter more than anything you own. I have no more days left to give, but I give you this story, this warning, this love from an old woman who wishes she had known sooner. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me speak before the silence takes me completely. Go live while you still can. I love you.